Hi all, Ryan Pappas here from Mortgage Choice, and today we're going to talk about first home buyer mistakes. A couple of months ago, I had the absolute pleasure in assisting Thomas, a first home buyer. Thomas has allowed me to share this story with you. Thomas came to our office at the 11th hour. He already had found a place, negotiated on a price, and was on his way to the real estate agent's office to sign the contract and pay the deposit. Thomas wasn't educated on the home buying process, had no pre-approval, and was about to sign a contract for a property that turned out to be an absolute disaster. It was riddled with issues, and if it wasn't for these tips that I'm about to share with you, Thomas would have been in a bit of a pickle. If Thomas continued on his way to the agent, signed his $800,000 contract, and paid his 10% deposit or $80,000, he could have actually lost $80,000. How would you feel if you lost $80,000 on your first home? Now, purchasing your first home can be a very stressful and daunting process, and that's why it's important to get educated. As a mortgage broker, we assist many first home buyers and have a strong passion for doing so. We see these mistakes all the time, and it's led me to this video. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Mistake number one, not being educated on the home buying process. When's the last time you spent $500,000, $600,000, or even $1 million of your own money? Get educated. Luckily for you, we've developed a simple First Home Buyers Academy which shares tips, advice, so you can hunt property like a professional. There's a QR code coming up on the screen. Scan it, complete the course in your own time. Mistake number two, not dealing with industry professionals. A mortgage broker can typically educate you and offer you a bit more of a personalized service compared to going directly to a bank. A solicitor, on the other hand, can explain the contract for you. When's the last time you spent $500,000, $600,000, or even $1 million your own money? Make sure you understand what you're getting into and understand all aspects of the property buying process before jumping in and signing your life away. Mistake number three, not understanding the cost involved in purchasing property. What stamp duty will you pay? What government fees will you pay? What solicitor fees will you pay? What borrowing costs will you pay? It's important that you understand all the fees and charges associated with purchasing property before you jump right into it. Now, as a first home buyer, you could receive some government grants and some other assistance measures when purchasing your first home. These do change from state to state, so please contact our office, or if you're in New South Wales, please do scan the following QR code for a summary of the grants that you could be eligible for. Mistake number four, not getting pre-approved. This is your license to go shopping. Now, it's important for you to know that there's many different types of pre-approvals on the market, and the one that we always recommend to our clients is a fully assessed pre-approval. A lot of the lenders these days are doing what's called computer-generated pre-approvals, where the computer essentially relies on the data that you input to the system and spits out a result. It's not very helpful and it's not very safe to have. So the only type of pre-approval we recommend is a fully assessed pre-approval. Mistake number five, not conducting searches on the property. This is where our first home buyer Thomas was saved. If you're looking at purchasing a unit, you do need to get a building and strata report done. A building report shows you what's wrong with your unit. Are there any loose fittings? Is the hot water running? A strata report, on the other hand, shows you what's wrong with the building in general. Is there any defects on the property? Is there any leaks in the property? If you're looking at purchasing a house, you do need to get a building and pest inspection done to show you similar issues. At this point in time, you will need to speak to your solicitor to recommend any other searches for the property that you have found. Mistake number six, not stress testing your individual circumstances. The banks do this when they're assessing your loan application. However, I always recommend you stress test your individual circumstances to see how your repayments would look if your rates were to increase by 1%, 2%, 3%. Scary, I know, but it's important that you conduct this assessment before you jump into the property buying process. There's a QR code coming up on the screen to stress test your individual loan repayments. If you get lost, simply contact our office and we'll do it on your behalf. Mistake number 7, procrastination. Now, unfortunately in Australia, property prices typically grow at a faster rate than you can save. For example, if you're looking at purchasing a property for $500,000 and that property grows at 5% per annum in the next year, you need to save more than $25,000. If you don't, unfortunately, you're going to get more and more behind in the market. So if you can afford it today, do so today. That's all for today's video. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, please do comment below. If you already purchased your first home and made a mistake, comment below. Share it with another first home buyer. Let's help each other out. Look forward to talking to you soon. Signing out, Ryan Pappas, Mortgage Choice.